Hope nobody comes in here. Don't come in here. Oh my gosh, why is she coming here? Oh, this hurts. This hurts. Hi. Hi, this is Whitney Bryant with Safe House Bridal Tips. The place brings you tips and tricks, help make your day go off without a hitch. I'm in a lot of pain. Oh my gosh, this hurts. Oh, I'm sorry I'm not gonna be able to do your tips today, but I think Emily's gonna help us out. Oh, hold on. Okay, so not always your favorite food is what you should be serving at your wedding. It's not always the right thing to do.
Hey, this is Emily Franco with Safe House Weddings, sister company of Safe House Productions, and I'll be talking to our expert today because Whitney is busy. She's a little busy, so we'll get back to her just as soon as we can. I'm sitting with Christina Fuller from the Bistro at Adams Farm, and we're going to talk to her about wedding food. Probably the second most amount of money you're going to spend on your wedding, so it should be good, it should be edible, and it shouldn't give you issues later in the night. So Christina, when you first sit down to talk to a bride and they come to you and say they're having a wedding with 250 people, what should they have to eat? What's your first question?
What are your likes and dislikes?
Okay, so let's say it's an Italian family and some of that spicy food is known to cause problems with some other people. Let's say the groom's family is Italian and her family is Swiss. How do you mix that together?
Well, a lot of times people who add peppers and spices and tomatoes even, they leave the seeds in. If you de-seed most of your peppers, that takes a lot of your initial heat out. So then you're left with just the pepper itself, the flesh of the pepper, and you can dice it up small so that you're not getting too much at once.
That's very cool, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh.
So what is probably a couple of foods to stay away from when you're planning a wedding for that many people?
Shellfish. Shellfish, raw, steamed, things like that, they're hard to hold, especially oysters. If you keep them in the shell, it's hard to keep those at a proper temperature because, they stay in the shell kind of keeps you from getting any temperature to the actual oyster itself. Things like that, chicken and pork you got to be careful with. As a chef, you don't want to cook it too much because when you're holding it, it continues to cook. But with that being said, you can't undercook it either. So you have to find like a happy little balance with those foods.
Okay. Well, you mentioned shellfish. I find that a lot of people, when I'm going over planning menus with brides, a lot of people want to stay away from seafood.
Yeah.
I love seafood.
Right.
So is it necessary to stay away from all seafood?
No, not at all. Pick common seafoods that everybody knows. Shrimp. Everybody loves shrimp. And so you can always do things with that. And shrimp is a lot easier to hold because it's smaller. You can keep it in the shell. You can keep it on an ice bath quite easily. Or you can keep it hot in a sauce, which helps a lot. Otherwise, other than that, I don't think you should do fish, really. unless you have a kitchen that you can plate out of and send out immediately. You don't want to hold fish. It dries out and it dries out quick.
And you could end up Okay, so a lot of people are doing heavy hors d'oeuvre and cocktail hours now, which I think is great because that gives their guests something to do while they're taking pictures. What kind of hors d'oeuvres are really, really good for that can stay elegant but might not be your usual mini quiche?
Okay, well with that, I always go really light and fresh. Fresh veggies, cheeses, things like that. They're easy to pick up. They're okay sitting out for a while. So, nice local heirloom tomatoes with a mozzarella, or it's always nice to take a cucumber and take a melon ball or scoop your seeds out because, again, the seeds, gas. Stay away from that. You don't want gas. But yeah, and then you can always stuff it with something like a nice cheese mousse or something like that, and just keep it simple. That's the idea, simple and light, because you can't fill up on hors d'oeuvres.
Because then you won't eat the cake. So again, I'm sitting here with Christina Fuller from the Bistro at Adams Farm on High Point Road. And please do, if you have an opportunity, come out and support local cuisine and local restaurants. My family and I had lunch here today, and it was amazing. Don't take my word for it. Come down here and check it out for yourself. So Christina, if a bride really wants to talk to you about the wedding that they have coming up, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
We can be reached here at the restaurant at 336-294-4610, or they can email me at k.fullergirl@gmail.com.
And do you have a website for the restaurant?
We do. It's thebistro@adamsfarm.com.
That's easy enough.
Simple.
Bustin' loose now. Bustin' loose in the evening. Bustin' loose can be pleasing. Talk about bustin' loose, y'all. Bustin' loose in the meantime. Bustin' loose make you feel fine. Talking about bustin' loose, y'all. Bustin' loose to my love Jones. Bustin' loose to each his own.
Do you really gotta have, you got the camera here, do you need that?
Well, I mean, I might as well.
This will look sick. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. You recording?
Yep.
Alright, you ready?
Ready?
Yep. Dude, that's about disgusting.